Are you ready for some object-oriented programming, short OP, JavaScript OP? So objects are used to model and organize and group content together, so similar items, similar tasks in what's known as a class. And this provides a whole lot more flexibility, and it's also easier to extend upon. So you can think of a class as a blueprint or template, definition of objects, properties, and how it's all held together. In order to use classes, we can construct the object, and this makes it easier to do it over and over again using the blueprint as a guide in order to make those constructions. So we originally saw how we used the literal notation and we created an object. And this time we're going to create the object, but we're going to use a constructor notation. And I'll show you how that works. So first of all, creating the function, and we'll call this one blueprint. And you'll notice with classes, typically we start it with the uppercase character. So that indicates that this function is going to be used as a constructor. And then here we can add in information. So this stuff can be equal to yes. This greet can be equal to hello. And now we can use that to create objects. So we've got our first object, so we can create object number 1. And using the blueprint, we do new blueprint, and that's going to construct that information within the myObject1. And the nice thing about it is if we want to create another object with the same blueprint, then it's really easy to do. So let's try this, and we'll see myObject1 has stuff, has greet. So if we do myObject1 and if we do stuff, you can see yes is returned and greet is returned if we do greet. So we get hello being returned back. So they work the same way as what we saw with the other objects when we were creating it through the literal notation, but this is just another way to create objects. And the way that you use and which one you choose is up to you depending on what you're doing within your coding. But with this format, it makes it a whole lot more flexible. So think of this always as a blueprint in order to create objects and that you can really easily reuse and make adjustments within the blueprint to construct the object differently and add more functionality into the object. So go ahead and try this out, creating a function that you can use as a blueprint, and then create a few objects using that. And don't forget the new in order to indicate that you're using and creating a new object using the function. So try it out.